Turn on the news tonight. The timing is not accidental. While you are preparing for the weekend, the banking regulators have quietly passed a new rule that changes everything. At 5 p.m. today, after the banks close their doors, a new directive goes into effect. It is called liquidity preservation, but in plain English it means cash freeze. They passed it on a Friday, so you wouldn't notice until Monday morning. By the time you wake up, your ability to withdraw your own money will be restricted. They passed it, is the headline they are trying to hide. What does this rule do? It imposes strict daily limits on cash withdrawals. Starting tonight, if you try to pull out more than $500 from an ATM, you will likely be declined. If you go to a teller on Monday and ask for $5,000, you will be told to fill out a form and wait 7 days for approval. They are rationing your own money. The banks are insolvent, and they are using your deposits to plug the hole. This isn't a theory, it is the new banking law. The rule also expands the definition of suspicious activity. If you try to move your money into crypto, gold, or silver, the bank is now legally required to flag your account. They can freeze your funds for 30 days while they investigate. This is capital control disguised as security. They are building a fence around the exits. If you try to leave the dollar system, they will lock the gate. Why are they freezing cash? To prepare for the central bank digital currency, CBDC, they need to make physical cash inconvenient and difficult to use, so you accept the digital alternative. This rule change is the bridge to the digital prison. By restricting cash access, they are forcing you onto the digital ledger where every penny is tracked and taxed. This rule is the precursor to a bail-in. By limiting withdrawals, they ensure the money stays in the bank over the weekend. If a major bank fails this Sunday, which is highly possible given the derivatives crash, your money is trapped inside. You become an unsecured creditor. They passed this rule to lock you in before the building burns down. This isn't just happening in the US. Similar rules were passed in the UK and Australia this week. It is a coordinated global effort to stop a run on the banking system. The central banks know the system is fragile. They are working together to clamp down on liquidity. The fact that they are all doing it at once proves how desperate the situation is. This rule will destroy small businesses that rely on cash flow. If a business owner cannot withdraw cash to pay suppliers or employees, the business stops. We expect to see a wave of small business failures in the coming weeks as liquidity dries up. The big corporations don't use cash, they are immune. This is a war on Main Street. By trapping money in the banking system, they are trying to hide inflation. If you can't spend your money, you can't drive up prices. It is a desperate attempt to slow down the velocity of money, but it won't work. It will only create a black market for cash, where physical dollars trade at a premium to digital dollars. Turn on the news tonight. They won't mention this rule. They will talk about politics and sports. They are complicit. The media's job is to keep you calm while the banks rob you. You are finding out about this rule here because we read the fine print that they bury on page 500 of the regulatory filing.
There you go. We on our way home, sweet home.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
You win it like it hard. Don't look, don't go larger. You make me clean like Cascade. From that holy water, touch my holy father. You make me clean like Cascade. Heal my pain. You win it like it hard. Don't look, don't go larger. You make me clean like Cascade.
Families and lawyers have no idea where they are and have no way to reach them. That's over 2/3 of the detainees who are being held there who are just gone. This information comes at the same time as reports confirm that ICE is using untraceable military flights to send immigrants to prison camps in third world countries. This is literally exactly how a certain tragedy started in 1930s Germany, and now it's repeating here. I cannot even begin to overstate how fucking terrifying it is that our government is actively disappearing people and then wiping all records of their existence. There's absolutely zero mainstream coverage of this, so please save and share to get the word out because this is something we cannot stay silent on. 1,200 people who were detained at Alligator Alcatraz have vanished and their records have been completely wiped from the online ICE database. Their families and lawyers have no idea where they are and have no way to reach them. That's over 2/3 of the detainees who are being held there who are just gone. This information comes at the same time as reports confirm that ICE is using untraceable military flights to send immigrants to prison camps in third world countries.
Your IRA and 401k are also affected. If you try to take a distribution, it will be subject to these new limits. You might have $1 million on paper, but if you can only access $500 a day, you are poor. Liquidity is the only thing that matters in a crisis, and they just killed liquidity. This happened in Greece. This happened in Lebanon. This happened in Cyprus. In every currency collapse, the first step is restricting withdrawals. The government denies it until the day it happens. Your money is safe, they say, right before they lock the doors. We are at that stage. The denial phase is over. The restriction phase has begun. This is why we hold silver. Silver has no withdrawal limit. It has no suspicious activity report. It is money that you own completely. While people are fighting with bank tellers on Monday morning, silver stackers will sleep soundly. The rule change validates everything we have been saying. The system is broken. Get out while you can. The most dangerous time for a depositor is the weekend. Banks fail on Fridays. Rules change on Fridays. You have 48 hours where you cannot access your funds. By Monday morning, the landscape could be completely different. This rule is designed to manage the chaos of a weekend default. The rule contains an emergency clause that allows the Federal Reserve to suspend all withdrawals if they deem it necessary for national security. Turn on the news tonight. The timing is not accidental.
Near weekly occurrence that ICE kills American citizens. Also, this federal government is basically saying now that anybody who owns a firearm could be considered a domestic terrorist. If you simply own a firearm, even if you're legally carrying that permit, you could be shot to death by ICE. And what else are they saying? They're telling ICE agents that it's totally okay to murder Americans and they'll face no punishment for doing it. We're basically in a civil war now. The federal government is killing people at will, and we have to stoop a lot more than just general strikes around the country if we're going to push back against this. Hey folks, not sure how loud it is, but I'm at a demonstration.
Your girlfriend's favorite DJ. The finest DJ in the mix.